MAZUMA TV back with another video. Alright guys, this is something I've been meaning to do for a while. Never really got to it because I got stumped while making this list. But shout out the Ring Magazine for putting out this pound for pound list. I actually like this pound for pound list, although I do disagree with it, and I have moved one of these fighters around. So if you look at the list, it's Andre Ward at number 1, Kovalev number 2, Triple G number 3, Chocolatito number 4, I believe, number 5. Terrence Crawford, number 6, Lomachenko, 7, Regendow, Canelo, 8. I don't know who 9 is, and I'm assuming number 10 is Inui. You know what I'm saying? Because I think he's like the only real Asian fighter right now that's being ducked and feared. Especially, in my opinion, I think that Chocolatito ducked him. That's just my personal opinion. But I decided to make my own pound for pound list. You know what I'm saying? This is just something I usually get stuck around the 4 or 5 area, but surprisingly, I was able to come up with a list that I am satisfied with. At the end of the day, this isn't what everybody else is supposed to think. This is emphasis on this is my pound for pound list. Don't go on my comments with that dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? If you feel the need to disagree with me that bad, then you can make your own video providing your own reasons why you have come up with your pound for pound list. You know what I'm saying? But this is mine. This is personally what I think about when I look at the sport of boxing. These are the top guys that I look at. So for number 1, I kept Andre Ward. Andre Ward, a lot of people are discrediting Andre Ward. He has proven to be great over and over and over again. People look at that Sergey Kovalev fight. Although that was controversial, Andre Ward had moved up in weight to face Sergey Kovalev and dominated the later half of the fight. Fought an undefeated prospect of Sullivan Barrera, which a lot of people counted him out in beating. He went at 168. He dominated. He beat a fucking tough guy in Carl Froch. Beat Mikkel Kessler. Darnell Boone, although he had a terrible record, he was one of those fighters that had a better record than he had shown after he had defeated guys like Willie Monroe Jr. That guy, Andre Ward, look over his resume, man. I don't even got to talk about it no more. When you really look at his resume and you see what he's done, the guy is an absolute monster. You know what I'm saying? He's beating everybody at the 168-pound division. Of course, Badu Jack and James DeGale had came into the picture, but that was in the course of Andre Ward moving up to 175, and these fighters had came in while Andre Ward had been going through his inactivity phase. You know what I'm saying? So I still got Andre Ward at number 1. Number 2, I got Terrence Bud Crawford. If you guys keeping up with Bud Crawford, the guy's putting in work, you know what I'm saying? I think he's a 2-division world champion, 135 and 140, and he has a pretty good resume himself. A lot of people will try to discredit it, but he's been doing some things, you know what I'm saying? He beat the number 2 guy in his division, and Victor Postal, who a lot of people had been saying Danny Garcia had ducked while he had been in the 140-pound division, had held the WBC title, you know what I'm saying? Stopped Lucas Matisse, which a lot of people, he's a fan favorite, and a lot of people had believed that Matisse had all the tools to defeat Victor Postal. Postal ends up making Matisse quit. You know what I'm saying? Terrence Crawford defeats him easily, knocked him down several times, and was able to get the WBO and WBC strap. And he's looking to and he beat solid fighters and Hank Lundy, you know what I'm saying? The guy is a natural lightweight, but he had moved up to face him. Tough guy, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to him. He from Philly. Gary John, small guy, but he was able to get him out of there. Fucking John Molina Jr. John Molina Jr. is a tough competitor, known for beating Mickey Bay. A lot of heart. Got in the ring with guys like Adrian Broner. Of course, he wasn't able to beat him, but he was a tough competitor at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Yuriorkis Gamboa. Gamboa had moved up to that weight class. I believe they fought at 135. And before Yuriorkis Gamboa had stepped up to face Terrence Crawford, he had gotten an interim title by defeating an undefeated guy in Perez. I don't know how to say his first name. I think it's Darielis Perez. So I don't know. That's just personally what I think. Terrence Crawford is in the zone right now. He's gonna face Felix Diaz, another tough competitor who was arguably undefeated after that fight he had with Lamont Peterson. A lot of people, including myself, had him defeating Lamont Peterson. But it is what it is, man. Moving on. At the end of the day, y'all can disagree with me. Y'all can tell me in the comments what y'all think about my list. If it's trash, whatever, it's all good at the end of the day. As long as y'all interacting with me, you know what I'm saying? I love talking boxing. Moving on to number 3, Sergey Kovalev. Kovalev, who had previously had gotten defeated by Andre Ward. This guy is definitely still on the pound for pound list. A lot of people aren't giving Kovalev his credit. You know what I'm saying? After he had came on the scene, beat guys like Nathan Cleverly, stopped John Pascal twice, brutally. You know what I'm saying? Destroyed him. Fought a undefeated, undefeated. I'm tripping. He fought a Hall of Famer, Bernard Hopkins, who had been champion. You know what I'm saying? Knocked him down in the first round, which is something you don't see Hopkins do a lot. You never see Hopkins really hit the canvas all like that, and had not been knocked out. He had not been knocked out at the time because he had not fought Joe Smith Jr. yet in his final fight. It almost looked like he was about to stop B-Hop in the 12th round. He definitely shows a lot of dog in him, you know what I'm saying? And he had the majority of the belts. Try to make that fight with Adonis Stevenson, but unfortunately that wasn't able to happen. That would have been a step towards being undisputed. But I give Kovalev his credit, you know what I'm saying? I give him that top pound for pound spot because if he would have had defeated Andre Ward, I would have placed him at number 1. But these things happen for a reason. They coming back with a rematch. And let's just see what happens after that. It might be a trilogy if Sergey Kovalev is able to pull off a victory against Andre Ward, which I doubt. But it is what it is. Moving on, I got Triple G at number 4. Triple G, he doesn't have the best resume, but he's definitely the top fighter at middleweight. It might be disputed now considering that a lot of people believe Daniel Jacobs had defeated Triple G. But me personally, I give him that number 1 spot. Even though his best win was Daniel Jacobs, which was fucking last Saturday, and besides that had been a welterweight, he had defeated guys like David Lemieux, who a lot of people had going into the fight against Triple G. Curtis Stevens, Gabe Rosado, all tough fighters, you know what I'm saying, but was able to get rid of all of them, was on a 23 knockout streak, and is on a really good streak with title defenses in the middleweight division. May face Billy Joe Saunders in June, and he might turn that down and face Canelo in September. So let's see what happens. Moving along, I got Canelo up here. You know what I'm saying? Canelo is somebody who has a pretty solid resume. Faced Mayweather, although he had lost to Mayweather, he had learned a lot after that. Beat brutal guys such as James Kirkland, Alfredo Angulo. He goes up, fights Austin Trout, undefeated Austin Trout, who had gotten a victory over Miguel Cotto. You know what I'm saying? Fought Erislandy Lara. A lot of people believe Lara had won the fight, but with all of that being said, on paper, Canelo had gotten the victory. And you can make a case as to why Canelo had won the fight. So, put fucking Amir Khan to sleep. Put Kirkland to sleep. This guy is progressing with time. Beautiful body shot knockout over Liam Smith. And now he's facing Chavez Jr., which is going to be a hell of a fight for the Mexican people. And besides his resume and shit, he does his thing. He fought Shane Mosley as well. Shane Mosley's a Hall of Famer. He definitely did his thing, dog. He got some experience for a young kid, you know. But besides like his resume in the ring and shit, he's probably the biggest star in boxing right now in terms of like numbers and generating revenue. Now, number 6, I got Vasyl Lomachenko. I really didn't consider him pound for pound until he had previously defeated Nicholas Walters. Now, I thought he was piped up, you know. I thought they would just HBO was blowing smoke up people's ass. I definitely seen the skill set in Lomachenko, and I definitely saw his amateur career, but that amateur shit really don't mean nothing to me at the end of the day. This is the pros, you know what I'm saying? Completely different phase of boxing, in my opinion, But Lomachenko had made me eat my words. He made Nicholas Walters quit, who had debatably had been one of the best fighters at 130, and if not the best fighter at 130 before his loss against Vasyl Lomachenko. Me personally, I had Walters beating Lomachenko, but guess what? I was wrong. Shit happens, you know what I'm saying? I had my reasons for him defeating Lomachenko, but you can't always be right in the sport of boxing. Anything could happen, you know. Defeated Gary Russell Jr., which I thought Gary Russell was going to beat him as well. This motherfucker been making me eat my words, so I'm not even going to go against him no more, you know what I'm saying? Knocked out Roman Martinez. In less than 10 fights, he's a 2-division world champion. Pretty impressive. So I got him up here as well. I definitely think he deserves to be on the pound-for-pound list. Now, next, I got Rigondeaux at number 7, and I would place him above Lomachenko, but he definitely has had some difficulties getting fights. And HBO, the fucking people who showcase his fights, are downplaying him, so it seems as if they're trying to blackball him somehow. But I think he got a fight coming up with Moses Flores, the guy Chucky, you know what I'm saying? I think they're going to do a purse bid really soon. And that fight should be coming up soon. If you guys don't know who Rigondeaux is, you got to keep up with the sport of boxing. This guy has completely been dominating in his weight class. Fought Nonito Donaire. A lot of people thought Nonito was going to win. And Rigondeaux completely outclassed him, outboxed him, countering him all night. He got some of the best defense and best counterpunching ability in the sport of boxing right now. And a lot of people say that he's one of the best fighters ever with less than 20 fights. You know what I'm saying? Really good amateur background as well. 2-time gold medalist, just like Lomachenko. And he doing his thing, man. That guy's a beast, and he's nothing to fuck with. Going on, I got Chocolatito at number 8. A lot of people had Chocolatito ranked high on the pound-for-pound list. A lot of HBO was trying to push the idea of him being pound-for-pound number 1, which was completely disrespectful, you know what I'm saying? That's just personally what I think. And as a matter of fact, I would put Keith Thurman ahead of him. But as a matter of fact, fuck it, man. I'm putting Keith Thurman ahead of him. I'm talking about Keith Thurman first. Switched at 8 and 9. I'm putting Chocolatito at 9. Keith Thurman. Keith one-time Thurman. Welterweight division. The WB... Is he the WBA? I think he's a WBA. Yeah, he's WBA because Pacquiao is WBO. WBA and WBC world champion just defeated an undefeated fighter in Danny Swift Garcia. Beat him pretty clearly, in my opinion, despite all of the little controversy that had been surrounded by it. Fought Sean Porter. Fought both of them at the Barclays back-to-back and defeated both of them. Sean Porter, a former world champion at the welterweight division before losing to Kell Brook. Which had been kind of controversial, you know what I'm saying? But I think Kell Brook had done enough, and I think Keith Thurman have done enough to defeat fucking Sean Porter, you know what I'm saying? So Keith Thurman definitely up there. I gotta give him his credit. Fought both of those tough fights back to back, and he looks on seeing the Kell Brook and Earl Spence winner. So let's see what Keith Thurman does, man. He might have to face Lamont Peterson because Lamont is his mandatory as of right now. 2 belts. And had defeated Danny Garcia, who had been somebody who had been extremely accomplished at the 140-pound division and WBC champion until Keith Thurman had defeated him, a 2-weight world champion. So he's building up his resume quite beautifully. So I go down to number 10, and I got Mikey Garcia. Now, Mikey Garcia, in my opinion, will eventually get higher up in this list, but just bouncing back from slight inactivity. Well, not slight, 2 years, you know what I'm saying? He comes back, gets a little tune-up fight, and then he knocks out an undefeated lightweight at 135 pounds, the WBC champion, previous to that knockout loss in Dejan Zlaticanin, and outclassed him. Mikey Garcia has some of the best fundamentals in the sport of boxing, in my opinion, and he definitely does his thing, man. I'm a really big fan of Mikey Garcia. I'm looking forward to seeing how he does in the lightweight division. In my personal opinion, I think he is the best lightweight as much as I hate to say it, because I got Felix Verdetto in there, and he's Puerto Rican, so I got a little bit of a bias towards him. I'm a big fan of Verdetto, but I am of Mikey Garcia as well. I hate it when he defeated Juan Lopez, because he's a Puerto Rican fighter as well, and he had been undefeated at the time of facing Mikey Garcia. There was a lot of stock, a lot of hype behind his name, and everybody wanted to see him fight Yuriorkis Gamboa at the time. So shit happens. I'm a big fan of Mikey. I grew to like Mikey. Beautiful personality. He got that look that Mayweather talks about to becoming a superstar in the sport of boxing. And I just like Mikey Garcia, man. I think he's definitely going to move up on this list. And that's my pound for pound list, guys. Y'all guys, tell me what y'all think about my pound for pound list. Who would you have on there? Y'all can make a little list in the comments. I respond to all comments. Unless that shit negative, then I'm not fucking with it. You know what I'm saying? This is all opinionated. Y'all can feel however y'all want to feel. If y'all got a problem with my pound for pound list, make your own list. And we can see how it goes from there. I really don't care if it's negative, but I just wanted to always make my own pound for pound list, and I've done it today. You know what I'm saying? So y'all let me know what y'all guys think about my pound for pound list. This is MAZUMA TV, and I'm out.